There's something interesting about the seen and the unseen, right? And I'm going to attribute this back to lead generation. In lead generation, I spoke morning with a clear mind. Put down the goals of what you want to achieve for the day. Again, that's your conscious mind stating, A, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to achieve this today. And guess what happens the rest of the day? Your subconscious mind kicks in and you are working on these problems even when you're not working on these problems. Your subconscious, just like you don't remember yourself breathing every breath you took today or every blink you made, it's never even a thought in your mind. Who knows how many breaths you take or how many blinks you made, right? But if you understand the power that is right at every one of our fingertips, and a lot of you guys think this is woo-woo. It's not woo-woo. Like if you look at the most successful people in the world, there's a common trend. Remember, success leaves clues, right? So we look at the most successful people in the world and we see the things that they do on a consistent basis. And so many times there's so much the same in projecting and setting goals and resetting your mind and making sure that you're feeding your brain, you're feeding your consciousness with the right stuff. As an entrepreneur, man, I'll tell you what, you get beat down a lot. Like I said, I'm wearing my haterade shirt, because each and every day, just based on volume of people that see my face or hear my voice or go through my trainings or don't go through my trainings, but see our YouTubes or whatever, there's a certain amount of hate that comes along with it. There's a certain amount of people that don't really want you doing well, or at least better than them, right? And that's a threat to them. And so in those situations, their response, not right, but their response is hate, right? And so being an entrepreneur, just understand that these things are going to come down the pike, right? These things are going to happen to you. You're going to encounter these negative days. You're going to encounter these self-doubt days, these times where you question what you're doing, why you're doing it. But remember that that food that you take in when you start to have those questions, when you start to have those thoughts, is poison to your business, it's poison to your life, and it's poison to your overall psyche. So I really, really want to do my best with you guys over the next however long we're together, years and years and years, hopefully, at getting you guys more up to speed with some of these superpowers that we have inside of us that we don't even realize we have. In fact, I was talking to Tori right before I came down about the seen and the unseen. And I think it's a very powerful concept to take in. And I think it's hard for some of us even, depending on where you're at in your journey of life, some of us maybe that have been around longer, maybe we understand this stuff, but there's something interesting about the seen and the unseen, right? And I'm going to attribute this back to lead generation. In lead generation, I spoke about this at length during the Sleeping Giants virtual event that we did for all the Vegas Reload attendees. In the Sleeping Giants event, I said, listen, guys, we've been in the local lead generation space for a decade. I have, and some of the people in the group have been in the group for 5, going on 6 years. So there's some veterans that are in this group that have been in this space a long time, kicking ass, taking names. You have you name it. But what's interesting, even for someone like myself that has been in this game for a decade, generating leads, doing commerce online, selling stuff online, what have you, it was wild to me that I never understood all of the giant businesses, giant industries that are literally all around me. And again, on another kind of note of what I would like you to take and leave today with, start paying more attention to the things that you can't see or that are not so obvious around you in lead generation, right? You drive by every day, you drive by the big white building warehouse that's, 100,000 square feet. You have no clue. It's got no sign out front. You have no idea what it is. Go Google it. Go get the address when you drive by. You probably drive by it every day to work or drop off your kids or to the grocery store, and start paying a little bit more attention to the unseen, to the things that don't necessarily, they're not in your face in bright lights with a sign or a billboard or a coupon clipper that you get in the mail. There's nothing wrong with those. I'm just stating that there's a lot of opportunity in the unseen. There's a lot of opportunities around you and the things that you don't know anything about. There's a lot of commerce happening. There's a lot of money being spent in that white building, right? That you don't even know what's in it, yet you've lived and drove next to it for the last 15 years of your life. You will be so surprised, I believe, about the things and the giant businesses and giant opportunities that are literally sleeping right next to you. The thing is you're asleep too, right? And so was I for 10 years, 11 years, what have you. And I, not for sure, like still learning, like all of us should be, right? Never know too much, never always want to hear more from other people's experiences. Be that way, be a sponge as an entrepreneur. You never know who's going to teach you something, or the place you drive by every day could be your biggest client tomorrow. But start paying attention to that unseen.